that time. Y'all don't want to hear me sing because it's bad. It's ugly. What's up, y'all? What up, family? It's your boy, Hinok Crypto. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I have had audio issues with the live stream as of late. So if you can hear me, let me know. Drop it down below. I need comments, fire emojis, energy, wolf howls, whatever you got. Let me know that you can hear me because I got the guest of all guests hanging out with us, about to join us any moment now. I just want to know who's in the house. So do me a favor. Where are you from? I need to know. Where are you from? For those of you that don't know, we're not crypto. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm about to bring in our guest, Mr. Holistic Crypto. Let's get him in here. And we about to get it started. There he is. There he is.
Good, family?
Chief.
Good.
Chief. What's up, my dog?
What's good, fam? What's up? That's my guy. He not crypto, man. He's coming up. He's coming up in this game.
Crazy. It's so crazy to be on this side of it with you, Chief. Like for months, half the doggone year, I've been doing nothing but listening to you and that amazing background. And here we are. So just such an honor. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for investing in me and us and being on this live stream tonight.
Well, Hinok, I thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad that you took the time to just learn crypto, man. And you've done great with it, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So let me introduce y'all. And again, never financial advice here, but we're just gonna tell y'all our stories, our narratives, what we see in the market, what's going on. And I'm excited to share my man Holistic Crypto's story tonight. So here's kind of how I got started. This is my origin story, actually. And it has everything to do with Saitama. I started hearing about this thing called Saitama. I call it Saitama. I got corrected the other day, Mr. Holistic Crypto, if you can believe it. The internet wanted to criticize and correct me. Can you believe that? Like that people would do that on the internet?
Why would they? Do they not know who you are?
I thought everybody was positive. I thought everyone was great. I just kidding. All right. So I'm on the internet and I'm hearing about this thing called Saitama. And I was like, man, this thing is pumping. And I'm really new to crypto last summer. Been doing nothing but losing money all summer long. And I was like, all right, this Saitama thing is really blowing up, whatever the case may be. This is late July. I'm thinking about investing. And next thing I know, I'm like, you know what? Someone knew this token was going to pop off. Someone on planet Earth called Saitama in advance. So I suck at finding great projects and cryptocurrencies, but someone's good. So I'm going to find out who called Saitama early. I'm going to find out. And listen, it's on YouTube. So I'm going to go back and look, and I'm going to timestamp all the videos, and I'm going to see who was the earliest. And whoever the earliest person was, I was going to subscribe and follow their picks. Well, guess what, sir? That was you. That was you, Mr. President. Man, you called that mug like early July. So I just want to thank you, my man. And so for those of you that don't know, Holistic Crypto, we're going to talk about his story, but he has this group, this online group that I am heavily, been a part of since the summer, called the Patreon. We meet in Telegram and talk every day. You should absolutely join the Patreon. I'll be in there. So if you want access to me, that's where I'm at. If you want access to Holistic Crypto, he's always in and out of there, conducting his business as well. And I just began to learn crypto, because of you. So, it's just crazy. I always say Holistic Crypto is literally prehistoric early on everything. I want to start before crypto. Before we get into Saitama and how you called that so early, I want to know, what were you doing early 2021, my man? What were you doing in life?
Early 2021, I mean, I had a day job. I think like most people, just managing inventory. It was a pretty decent little form of wage slavery is what I call it. When you're turning your you're earning your dollars from hours. So you're, waking up every day doing that 8 to 5, 9 to 5, right? And that's what I was doing. Now I will not deny that I was somewhat looking at crypto and I was already doing some trading kind of successful. You had some wins, some losses. But by the time I got around to finding Saitama, like that early, it was probably June, July. Hold up, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me one, Enoch.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So this is what I love about the story. Notice the timestamp. Notice the dates. So the man was working his job. Like many of us, I currently work a job. Like many of us do. I know I'm always on this social media stuff, but the man was working his job, dabbling in crypto, and stumbled upon Saitama. Holistic Crypto. How did you stumble upon Saitama?
So I found Saitama. Back then I thought it was super early to find coins on CoinGecko. So I was using these indexes and I was like, man, this coin Saitama is like, I mean, at that point I probably had seen Saitama be up like 20, 30, 40, 50, 70%. And I was like, okay, literally, I was like, this coin was already like kind of shining me. I was like, okay, this coin's up 70%. Back then I thought that was a big deal. I was like, that's kind of up a lot. Then it started to go up 100% and 200%. This is in the midst of probably June and like June going into July. And I literally probably looked at Saitama for like, if not a couple of days, possibly a week before I got in. And when I say like I bought into Saitama, like literally that was the first coin I probably ever bought on a decentralized exchange. And I was like, let me just throw in like 100. I knew nothing about rug pulls. I knew nothing. Like I was just like, I went literally from Saitama. I went literally from centralized exchanges buying SHIB to let me look at this Saitama. It's up a lot. And man, that thing literally like put in $60, it turned to 200, and I was like, let me just drop some more money up in here. And that thing just, the rest is history. Saitama just kept pumping.
It's crazy. So then, when I was watching you on YouTube back then, you were in the car. You were traveling back and forth talking about these coins in Saitama. What was that transition like for you? What were you seeing in the market? What were you seeing in your own investment portfolio that kind of led you down the path you're on now?
Honestly, like at that point in my life, I had already like, my job, everything was decent and I was making decent money in my job. I was living a very decent lifestyle is what I would call it, a decent lifestyle. You're living pretty well. You have savings, you're good. Driving and all that, doing YouTube, it was a foresight. So I was like, why am I, I had done some YouTube work before and I was like, why am I not doing YouTube? I'm like, and for me, it just made sense. I was like, let me just get a little car. I've seen plenty of YouTube videos, people be in the car just talking. I was just like, let me just talk about the coins I'm getting into. Let me talk about them on YouTube. And slowly but surely it started to build. And that was the goal. I didn't start YouTube with the intentions of it not growing. I did it with the specific purpose of, I know I'm already going to make money off of investments. Let me go ahead and do YouTube and whatever else may come from that because, multiple sources of income, man. I thought that just made sense and the car made sense because that was the only time I could do the video. So
I'm not going to lie to you. My second favorite episode from July was when you were cruising down the street in the United States and all you hear is, whoop, whoop. God was behind you with some red and blue lights, and you got pulled over, sir. That was so amazing, my dog.
That was epic. That was and honestly, like back then, that was all that content. It was created to literally be the most realistic, down to earth, documented. Just you cannot dispute literally living this. Like I literally lived all that, and I was just like, it's a testament that, even though I was working at a job, there's plenty of people I'm sure have seen that and they're just like, wow, like you can literally, I kind of, I broke it down, man. I thought that was a funny episode, but we kept it going, man. I kept it all running while the cop did his thing. And I think I went on to talk about how great Saitama was after I pulled off.
Yeah, no, it was such a great video, and I just love the authenticity of your channel. Just you and the whole like period, literally, your consistency in an industry and in a space that is marked by nothing but inconsistency has been so refreshing for me personally. Um, I'll say this though, my favorite series of episodes was shortly thereafter, after the cop pulled you over when you got on camera and you were like, all right, guys, I just made like 5 figures on Saitama because you invested stupid early. And you were catching like bodies. You were just yamming on them through that Saitama. And you were like, I'm looking for a 2 week note. Can you tell the story of like within 4 episodes what had happened between you considering leaving and your transition to crypto? I love that story.
Um, okay, so that was like, I guess it's weird for anybody because I'm not gonna lie, when you leave a job or what we would call a stable income, what I would call active income, like when you leave a job that you're making money from, you know how much you're gonna make, you just got to do a certain set of actions. Like this is when I knew I had to go ahead and quit. Now I'm gonna tell you when I knew I had to go ahead and quit, because I like to keep everything community based. So I'd just be talking to everybody about everything. So I was like, when do y'all think I should quit? Let me get your take on it. There was like, you should make this much money, you should hit this much money. And I was like, this is when I knew I was gonna quit. I knew I was gonna quit. When I'm sitting at my job and we're looking at coins super early and coins pump, this coin pumped so much. I had made like $10,000 in a day. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I had never made I made thousands of dollars in a day, but I had never made like $10,000. And the way in which I made it was just on a trade, getting into a coin, opening up a position. After that, the rest is history. I think I made my entire year's salary and I hadn't even worked the whole year. This is like 6 months in. So really I made twice of the salary I had already made for 6 months. And I was like, yeah, like it's weird because it's not like you don't have anything against anybody, but what are you going to do? Like when you have enough fiat to do your daily living and your life expenses, and you can, when I say do crypto full time, like it's more than just trading and investing. There's trading, investing. You could be looking at the market for new coins. You could be on YouTube, and also you could just be growing your broadcasting and however you're gonna just grow as an individual. You take a vacation for all. Come on, bro, you're sitting on a lot of money. Go do something. Like have fun. Like. So that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, I can't work any longer, because I was like, the time that I spend here working at a job, the hours that I invest here, regardless of what you make it your job, this is what it is. It's a capped potential. Like they'll pay you millions of dollars, of course, but it's capped. Like if you're getting paid millions, you should probably be making hundreds of millions. If you can get paid millions, like if someone's going to pay you millions or hundreds of thousands, come on, you're getting paid 100,000 a year. What do you think you can do with your mind in the world of crypto?
That's a fact. And it was so, and I'll tell a holistic crypto story that illustrates his point. I'll never forget during that transition last summer when you made a video and you were like, y'all, I'm really thinking about putting in this notice. Then the next video was like, man, I just caught like a lot of money on a couple trades. And then you were like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put in this 2 week notice, but I'm gonna try to do it right. I'm gonna really try to, care for my employer and try to help them find a new person and train them. So I'm gonna give it 2 weeks, but then I'm gonna be able to devote this time to y'all, in the Patreon. So just stand by, wait 2 more weeks. It wasn't 8 hours later. The next video. It wasn't 8 hours later. You were in that car. Hey guys, I just went ahead and quit. I just had to get up out of there because the jokers were not thinking correctly. Bro, I don't know what they said to you, bro, but you
They didn't say nothing. It was just like this is where it got weird because my whole thing, always multiple streams of income. So this is when it's weird because I knew I was gonna quit after I just made the money from the trades. But then that's not even that. Like the money I was making, not that if y'all don't know, I do run a Patreon. I'm gonna do a stealth shield up on the channel. You can go join it.
Bro, hey, no stealth. Tell him, tell him, tell him.
A stealth shield. So like patreon.com/holistic crypto, and it's hundreds of investors. We just talk about the market, and like that group at the time was already over probably 100 investors, and I was just like come on, man. Like literally I can literally just go look at the market and talk to people, which was, I mean, before I started Holistic Crypto and did all that, you couldn't talk to nobody about crypto. Like, and not just you couldn't talk to anyone about crypto, the level of which you're talking about crypto, the terminologies that you're using, and it's like, yeah, it was either literally stay at my job and try to do my best for others, or go do what we've all witnessed in the last couple of months. And it's like, there's just no way I could have turned my back on that.
And I loved it. And to be honest, it was inspiring. It's still inspiring. Like I'm literally still drawing from that moment till this day to watch you do that and to literally go full-time crypto. And by the way, that Patreon, like I'm literally in there every day for at least a sliver of my time. I used to be in there for like 8 hours a day. It was crazy. But now this YouTube stuff is like doing what it's doing. But man, I love hanging out in there. It really is the realest crypto. There's so much fake out there, y'all. There's so many. If y'all knew what we know behind the scenes with these devs and with other crypto investors and insider trading and rug pulls and all this bullshit. There's so many fake people out there. Like I've never seen a group so real, and the type of people that are attracted to the Holistic Crypto Patreon. I'm actually going to encourage everyone. If you love me, what I'm doing here, and you support what I'm doing, you need to go join the Patreon. It's literally $10 a month. And let me tell you what that $10 a month did for me. Back in August, this is where I made my first little bit of money. Back in August, I made an investment in a project that we as a group were investing in, and I turned 8,000 into 64,000. I had never seen that before in crypto. And so when I tell y'all that $10 investment, man, just it's worth it. And so I'm in there. If you want to hang out with me, that's where I'm be at. So that's where Holistic Crypto's at. Y'all need to be in there. So just something to consider. Now, let's talk Saitama. Because you looked at all of us on YouTube. You told the planet you were the first one outside of that dev team that said, y'all need to be looking at Saitama. What did you see in Saitama that made you so bullish on the project so early in the game, sir?
So what I saw in Saitama was the reflections initially. Like that's what sold me on Saitama. Now, currently in the market, you look at reflections, a lot of coins have reflections. Back then in July, when I was looking at coins, I didn't, I never really saw coins with reflections. So Saitama was the first coin that even introduced me to the idea of passive income through reflections, right? Outside of that, I think like everyone else saw it, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to make their own wallet. I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't want their own wallet? So it was the wallet and the reflections. And yeah, betting on that back then in an early company definitely, I mean, it paid off. I'm not going to lie. Saitama is, it's unlike any other investment. For myself, I'm sure for a lot of other people, they seem to have a lot of, I think, the nostalgia of a coin that could just be having its first run up to be globally recognized. And at the time, I'm not going to deny, man, when I first saw Saitama, I wasn't thinking global recognition. I just thought 2% reflections and a wallet. That sounds pretty cool. I didn't even think of, back then, I didn't even think of market caps. I wasn't even looking at market caps back then. So yeah, that's what drawn me to Saitama. I've learned a lot more since then, but it's I still think it's one of the greatest and strongest projects out there.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I'll never forget what you said to me, in July, and what you said to all of us through YouTube. And you said invest, like invest in Saitama. And like, what's crazy about that investment at the time? Because I didn't know about anything. I didn't even know about gas fees. And like, literally, it was the first investment I'd ever made in crypto. Yeah, I threw some money in that one big project back in May on that run up, but that wasn't investing. That was gambling. The first investment I ever made was in Saitama, and it was at $160 million market cap in July. And you literally said invest, and I just threw money in there. And I'm looking back, and I'm like, wait a second, I invested at the top, literally invested at the top of that moment. And that mug dipped. That mug just straight, right? Saitama did one of those. But looking back, I'm so grateful that I bought at the top because I'm able to sit here and say, like, you don't, I have more than 55x on that investment. And I will be hanging on to my Saitama until I'm not even thinking about selling until 2024. Not even thinking about it. 2024, I'm thinking about it. I ain't doing it. I'm just thinking about it. Like, and so like buying at the top, I hear a lot of people wait for the dip, buy the dip. That's all cool for day trading and all that. But when it comes to business investments, I've always said that, and this is because of you and what you taught me, that like when it comes to the right one, when you're looking at something like a Saitama, there is no bad time to invest because of the trajectory and where it's headed. Can you talk about that principle as it relates to Saitama?
Yes. So this is it's a principle that I've actually learned from, Bitcoin maxis. They call it dollar cost averaging. So it's like when you really believe in a project, like, and obviously I think Saitama is one of those coins where it has the capacity to definitely be a top 10 coin. And it's like, if it has that potential and if you really believe in your heart of hearts that it can hit $100 billion, it doesn't matter if you bought in at 100 million market cap, if you bought in at 50 million, if you bought in at 200 million, if you bought in at 500 million, if you bought in at a billion, who cares? Because when it hits 100 billion, you'll have made whatever you're going to make. But as we know in investing, charts don't pump forever, and they are going to dip at some point in time when whales start to take profit or people start to take profit just generally. And yeah, but that's basically the principle. It's the reason why I think Bitcoin is the number one coin in the world is because their whole community is based on never sell your coins, and when it dips, dollar cost average. And that's basically the same thing with Saitama. Like, if when this coin dips, it's just very few coins you cannot just say, if this coin dips, I know it's going to recover, but I still get reflections for free off of that too.
Right. Yeah.
Win-win.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, you know, Mr. Holistic Crypto, I've always said, man, I don't know I think every person has been given a superpower. So I think my superpower is crack cocaine, but I think your superpower, my guy, I'm just playing. I think your superpower is that crystal ball that God gave you. How do you do it? How do you do it every time? Every time with these picks, you are always early. You can't say Tom in the summer. They just now talking about it. Oh my gosh! Like, I want that crystal ball for this
I'm, I'm,
conversation.
I'm gonna tell you how. So honestly, that goes back to running, doing crypto full time. So like, most people, the way they look at crypto, and this is it's kind of unfortunate because the way people should look at crypto is this is an opportunity to develop income and ultimately wealth. Most people just look at it as a hobby, and that's like why you're gonna be early if you're always looking at the coin launches, and this because you're in the Patreon. So that's like basically all we do in the Patreon is we look at launches, we look at pre-sales, we look at private sales, we look at real tokenomics, we look at where's the trends heading, and so on and so forth, and where's the money getting poured in, and and where are the wells moving, and it's just honestly like Yeah, that's it. I mean, literally, like if you start looking at the market, it just is practice makes perfect. So I wish I could say some of it is just, yeah, I do feel like some coins just fall into my lap, and that's great. You can't rely on that. But yeah, if you just look at the market a little bit more, you study the charts, draw some trend lines, see, and this is actually where it's crazy, like, because when you talk about being able to see coins early, if you can see a coin early, and not like Saitama, because that is, that thing is about to do numbers, but
Mm.
if you spot a coin early and you can see the trend on the chart, it's almost, I'm not even kidding, it's like it's the easiest for, I'm not gonna lie, so, to some degree I like to hold coins like Saitama, but I also at this point, like, I'll do a little bit of trading in the market. And when you can see patterns, it is when you train yourself to see patterns, when you practice seeing patterns, when you're always looking at these charts. Yeah, I mean, man, you can just get, I mean, crypto becomes a business. You can become highly profitable at it. And being a part of community is a part of it, but I also think that making an income and ultimately wealth is that should be the end game when you're thinking about passing on stuff to your children, like coins too. Pass down coins, pass down the business, pass down land, cash, all of it.
That's awesome. Well, holistic crypto. I want that crystal ball on Saitama. You were the first person that uttered the T word as it relates to Saitama, and I've done it, been saying that word and with that market cap, on my channel, but that's because I've been leaning on you, my guy. So
Yeah.
can I ask the question? Where do you think Saitama is headed in the months and the years to come?
So I think by the end of the year, Saitama is probably going to be at 20 to 30 billion. I think by the beginning of let's say by the end of the first two quarters of 2022, it might, I mean, I'm not going to say it might, it possibly, I'm going to say it possibly could pass 100 billion. Now, yeah, I 100% believe in that. Now, this is where it's going to get crazy. This is why I think, let's just say, why do I think it could hit 30 billion by the end of the year? I think it could hit that much because the holder growth is so great that by the end of the year, just at this current rate, the end of the year is probably another 60 days. Like, just at this current rate, it's going to be over 200,000 holders. It might be at 220,000. At 220,000 holders, there's really no reason why the price point shouldn't be 20 to 30 billion. We're adding tens of thousands of new holders. And that's just, we don't know what type of money they're going to invest. 100 billion is when we start to go from the $250,000 to the $500,000. Just that doubling in holders, we're talking about, like, oh my gosh. I mean, like I said, I don't know the type of money they're going to put in, but what I have seen from Saitama is that the amount of holders that it currently has are putting in a lot of money. Like, not any small amount. They're putting in a lot of money. And what my prediction is, or what my theory is that when it doubles in holder count, just imagine trying to fit another $10 billion into what may be, the remaining supply. That's going to be a massive jump on the price point. And then going into next year, once it goes from 250,000 to 500,000, I mean, yeah, that could be possibly trying to pour another $20 billion into this coin. And it's just, that market cap with the burn and the diluted market cap is just going to go absolutely insane.
Man,
You talk about trillion, though. That's what you're getting into. So $1 trillion. Now, the reason why I say a trillion, I said in my lifetime. Now, I'm going to be honest. In my lifetime, I think that could probably be about 20 years. 20 years. It could be sooner than that, but like I said, $1 trillion is just, that's a lot of money. That is like, I mean, Saitama's it's done 10 billion in 6 months. Like, 10 billion in 6 months, even if we extrapolate that out, that would still be like at least $100 billion a year. So I mean, in 10 years, that should be like, yeah. I mean, I guess in 10 years that would be like a trillion if it makes sense. $10 billion a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane to think about, and I think coupled with the institutions that are coming into our space, the exponential growth of our space, the dollars that are coming in, I think we're going to start to see more trillion-dollar projects. And if I had to place a bet on which businesses, not currencies, not coins, not tokens, which businesses have a shot at that T, my money's on Saitama. So you were the first one to ever say that word online that I've ever seen, and so I've run with it, and I think it's coming for us even sooner than we might know. So I'm excited to see what this journey looks like for us. And real quick, as we wrap up the conversation, y'all feel free if y'all have any quick questions. Which, by the way, Ren and Jessica, I'm feeling what I'm reading. I'm feeling that. Y'all start that channel, you let me know because I'm trying to see women all up in the crypto space. Y'all let me know. But that's a side note. Uh, I want to say this. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have anything real quick y'all want to throw, maybe about Saitama at Holistic Crypto while we have him here, feel free to drop that in the comments or emojis or hearts. Let him know how much you appreciate what he has invested into this channel. But I just want to say this. How can we find you? How can we keep up with you online, YouTube, Twitter, and especially that Patreon?
Okay. So you can follow me on Twitter at Holistic Crypto. You should find my. You should see the latest song that we released under Holistic Crypto banner, which is the Saitama Wolfpack anthem. So that would be my profile pic. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/holistic crypto. And if you want to join the Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/holistic crypto.
Yeah. And I try to put the description and links at the bottom of my YouTube videos, linking back to the Patreon. I want to say every single one of my videos has that link at the bottom because I'm a firm believer, in that Patreon, and it's been a miracle for me in my journey. It led me to Saitama. It's kept me in Saitama, and of course generational wealth being created. So. I don't think. Let me see if we have any great questions that I can throw at you real quick. Let's see. Let's see. I got something here. Do we still receive rewards from the burn on a non-DeFi exchange? And if we do, how do we check?
Probably not. Most centralized exchanges don't do reflections. They're just the wallets that they have. They either don't do them or they basically take your reflections. So, you know, you technically don't own your coins on a centralized exchange. So they're just showing you the appearance of the coins that you would own. They could really just be holding on to your reflections, but you won't get them.
Okay, got it. And then someone else asked price prediction end of November, real quick.
Price prediction into November, I'm thinking 15 billion. I'm thinking 15 billion. Like after Saitama and people see everything that goes on, we get some good launch dates. We get all that good stuff. Towards the end of November, I mean, I don't want to say 20 billion, but I'm like, that would be like a really aggressive, like if we see a 10,000 plus holder day, we might see 20 billion. You know, it's not out of the book.
Yeah, I believe it. Another question: how will Sadamask change the game? My man SA, good to see you here.
Saitama is gonna change the game in a couple of ways. It's gonna be if I'm if I understand it, it's gonna be a swap, it's gonna be an exchange, and it's gonna be a wallet. And that's
Mm,
like, you know, to have all that in one place is pretty I think what the industry needs. But the biggest thing that they can do is if they have the capacity to do it is bring possibly insurance to having a crypto wallet, and bringing it was insurance and being able to buy coins from other blockchains.
yeah. Yeah. That's incredible. Another question. Do you think it'll be safe from hackers? Saitama ask.
So that's the thing is security. Like, this is the thing with hackers, and what can you do? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've never had a bad experience with hacking or anything like that. Lord willing. But at the same time, like, we can't say that it. I just don't know. Like, I'm not an expert in the field of hacking, so I can't say if
Yeah.
it can be hacked, if it can't be hacked. What I will say is there are people in crypto who use this phrase where they say invest only what you're willing to lose. And like, all I gotta say is just wait until everything checks out. If they say it's good, see what
Right.
happens.
Right. Another question. Gary says, "Do you get reflections on a cold wallet?"
Yes, you should get reflections on a cold wallet because the coins are technically connected to the blockchain. Your wallet, it has the private keys. So, yeah, when you get reflections, they go to the coin on the blockchain. Unless, like I said, they're on a CEX, which they just may have a policy where they don't pay them out. They can pay it out, but yeah, you should get reflections on a cold wallet.
Awesome. Well, hey, I want to do this. For those of you that haven't, please follow my crypto sensei, Holistic Crypto on Twitter. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He literally invests hundreds of hours a month into his people through YouTube. Join the Patreon. I'm in there daily. So if you want to literally talk to me over the phone, I will be in that voice chat. And more importantly, KC will be in that voice chat because he's the savant. And I want to say one thing, bro. Listen, Holistic Crypto, I have to give you honor. I have to give you credit, and I'm so happy to because for those of y'all that don't know, the very first person in my entire life that looked at me and said, "Hey, Hanak, you should start a YouTube channel," was this man right here. Right here. Listen, my guy, just try it. Just try it. See how you like it. It happened. I can't believe it. To be honest, like, go check my pinned tweet on Twitter. I literally, when we hit 90 subscribers, I could not believe it, bro. And you literally looked at me and said, "Bro, you have no idea what's inside of you and what can come out and how you can help these people." You said something to that effect, bro. And just that inspiration, my guy, I cannot thank you enough for the lives that have been touched on the other side of this channel because of you.
Well, Hina, when you were getting the channel set up, I think I told you, I said, like, just go out there and create the next Enoch crypto. And like, honestly, I think that's what these channels are all about. Like, you're just giving people a bit more insight into the crypto life, man. It's crypto life. Like, everyone's living a different journey, but 100%, man. You've absolutely done stunning on your channel. There's so much growth. You have so much support, so much love out there, and you deserve it.
Thank you, man. It's an honor. And I want to thank everybody who's been with us this evening, this afternoon, this morning. We value your time. This is honestly not about us. It's not about what we're seeing or what we're up to. It's actually all about you on the other side of that screen. I always say that here. And thank you for giving us a slice of your life today to invest in you. We cannot wait to hear the stories. I can't wait to see you in the Patreon. Holistic Crypto can't wait to hear about your success and your journey. And our hope is that we played some little part on your success story. So I thank y'all so much. Holistic Crypto, thank you, sir, for giving us so much of your time this evening.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and y'all take care, family.
Appreciate y'all. Wolfpack, y'all know what it is. We got to end this correct. Wolfpack, stand up.